Smack, you ready?
Ready?
Bees,
Yep.
you ready? Yo.
What's up? Regular Reg.
Talk your shit.
DJ Sean Tom in the building. Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
We alright.
Doing great.
I'm not so hot, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not so hot.
It's been a trash few days, I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, outside of what I would consider to be the obvious, kids in my school yesterday was some fucking assholes. I don't know what happened. It was going crazy.
That's all kids, bro.
Word.
Nah,
Yeah,
but
like you
this
don't
was
know that.
this was unusual. This was like a couple teachers left and went got shots and stuff. They was going through it. Like people was like, yo, some teacher said she sat down and said, I gotta reconsider my career. Like I was like, yeah, it was rough. I don't know, but so it's like maybe the stars are aligned or something. But then of course
the energy in the air sometimes.
Sometimes it's bad because now
show and tell. What's the astrology shit they be talking about? Something retrograde.
Yeah, something in retrograde.
Is it a retrograde right
Venus
now?
in retrograde?
I don't know that shit.
Oh, okay.
I ain't that deep.
You're that deep.
You
All right.
You got your astrology
Nah.
knowledge for us.
Ask me something about
fucking
Scorpios or
Pisces or some
something.
shit.
Matter of fact, if you see on my Instagram, I did do a post about horoscopes.
Oh God.
Oh,
And
here we
it
go.
said, shout out to all the Taurus season
Yo,
approaching.
this nigga love Taurus. Are you
I'm
a
a
Taurus?
Taurus, bro.
Okay, because he
Oh,
stayed
yeah.
talking about
I
him.
You know what I
niggas.
mean? Shout out to all the Taurus out there worldwide.
When is Taurus? What month is that?
End of April to like mid-May. But if you dated a Taurus and it didn't work out,
It's your fault, right?
you were probably the problem. Shout out to all the Taurus.
God forbid.
You're the best.
It's the Nah, man, I don't know nothing about the sky or the stars, but speaking of the stars, I do know one went down
Yeah, man.
recently. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle.
Rest in peace.
So when I heard it, okay, so quick back, I'm not like the biggest Nipsey Hussle fan, I'd say, like musically, but I was a fan of him as a human. Like what I knew of him was great. Like anytime I heard him, I heard positivity. I heard, yo, let's talk about investing. Let's talk about. I always heard him and always heard him in the right settings.
Yeah.
And then I saw him slap a dude one time. Remember that video?
That was the most honorable slap I've ever seen in my life.
I've never
man.
seen a slap where I was like,
That was the
damn
most
it.
honorable. I'm like, that nigga deserved that slap. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't even know if I fully remember the situation or what
We
occurred.
ain't know what the situation
But
was.
I knew that slap was well deserved.
It was none of our business.
Yo,
But
right?
That nigga
what-
in the BT Awards. I think this was actually 2018.
Yeah, Nipsey Hussle slapped
Some
the
nigga looked like
shit out of some
he was
dude.
doing some shit.
And I remember just being like,
Yo, that slap was loud as shit.
I was like, "Arr." I was like, let's go. So, I've always seen him in a positive light, you know what I mean? And also to know that he was a Crip. Most of the gang members I've ever heard of or known were not too forward thinking or positive minded. So for you to go through that, like he was in it most of his life, for you to go through that most of your life and come out like this says something for you.
Yeah.
So that was my experience with Nipsey. And the few songs I did hear I liked.
For me, I'm a huge Nipsey Hussle fan.
Okay.
I became a fan about 2013, 2014 when his Crenshaw mixtape came out.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about him way before that, but with the name Nipsey Hussle, I mean the play on Nipsey Russell, I'm like this. He gotta be like a clown kind of rapper. He's an old comedian,
oh, okay,
so it was like
okay.
a play on words. But one of my friends was playing his music in his car, and I'm like, yo, who this? And Shazam instantly went, downloaded the mixtape and just followed the dude. And like Reggie said, like as time went on, I just became a fan of the human being Nipsey Hussle because, he just always talked progress. I mean, yes, he was part of a certain life, but he spoke beyond that. He spoke above that. And even in the things he represented, in this era where we have a lot of trolls, he would speak against that, and and not put people down, but more tell them, yo, we gotta do better as people type of information.
That's what I noticed about him. Was like, as opposed to going like, fuck these niggas or
no, that wasn't his approach.
His approach was more so like, yo, do better.
Yeah, like you gotta pay attention to ownership.
And I love that. Yeah. I love that concept of we gotta heighten ourselves instead of knocking the people you don't like. Like focusing on the negative is always a very big thing that it's easy to do. Mm-hmm. It's just super easy to do, to look at someone and be like, yo, I don't like you, bro. Get out my face. You this, you. As opposed to being like, yo, bro, I don't like this about you, and I feel like you could do this to be better or whatever. Like to come at it like at a point of view of where I'm critiquing you as opposed to hating on you, and everything he ever said sounded either positive or critiquing.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think he'll be more known for his influence in the community or his music?
He'll be more known for his assassination, his murder, you know, and that will bring light to all of the above. I think more people will you know, click onto his interviews and the speeches just because that's more of what people can relate to. But people would definitely gravitate to the music if they got a chance to hear that more. Like for the past 2 days, I've been posting a lot of his music on my Instagram, just because I know not everybody got a chance to, you know, listen to what this man's about. So I just kind of wanted to put it out there. So if you like it, you know, you could go check it out and, you know, learn furthermore on the message. And he would talk like a regular rapper would talk in his songs, but within those, you would see how he would always put the message in between, like the bars that he's kicking. It was a real talented, you know.
I gotta give it a listen only because his last album was his first album. Yeah. Everything before then was mixtapes. He had like 10 mixtapes, and then this album. So just for think of it that way, your first album to be a Grammy nominated album says something for talent in and of itself.
And what's crazy with that is, like, on my drive here, I was like, yo, if Nipsey died maybe a year and a half earlier, the impact it had would not be the same. It would be that may not make sense to people that don't follow him, but as like within the last year when he dropped that album, just seeing the moves and the relationships he tried to build and the voice he tried to like put out for himself kind of is what pushed him here. And also, I'll pay respects to his relationship with Lauren London, because that probably also opened the door for women to kind of pay attention to this
catapulted him.
You know, to kind of see, yo, this is a good dude that we have here, you know?
Well, not to sound crazy, Lauren London, what does she do?
She was an actress.
Actress, okay.
She was an actress and all around very attractive woman.
Yeah. She's an actress.
She acts in a lot more
like
things.
A top actress.
Not a top actress.
No.
Nigga, you acted for movies, you're an actress.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really. I don't follow a lot of movies.
Yeah. You never watched ATL?
Bro, if I told you I didn't, you would think I'm lying. There's a lot of movies that I should have seen.
You never saw Terrence J's movie? Yo, that movie was terrible.
Like the
Terrence J movie but she was in there. I actually went to go see that, just like try to support like that shit.
There's certain things.
I mean, I know of the name. I do know of the name. I just didn't know exactly.
Well, you know, I remember when they broke up, right? They had broken up at a point.
Yeah.
And the message he put out when he broke up, I wish your girlfriend would break up with me.
Mad respectable, my nigga,
son. He broke up with her like she was still his queen.
Word, he was so respectable.
I remember being like,
he's an honorable dude, son. Like, that's exactly a perfect point. I mean? Like, when they broke up, he put out like a message. And I guess, you know, not for people to be divisive or anything, but he put out a message like, yo, like, we have a great relationship, guys. You know, it just didn't work along those lines.
Because everybody has this concept that when y'all break up, it has to go bad, or sometimes for people to cope, when they leave, they must be angry.
We thrive off the negative news thing, and, you know, a lot of people will market that. They know, okay, this is going to bring some things to me.
Yeah.
So
And I just felt like, yo, to me, it was just the concept of, like, whenever someone breaks up, even if, like, I'm honest with a girl and I tell her I don't want to talk no more, she'll find a reason to be mad.
Yo.
So, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, damn, or whatever. Yo. So for me, to hear somebody find a reason not to, like, to...
Yo, chicks been using this opportunity, man, to put some memes on here.
Son.
Yo, that meme of, black man, this is why we call you 100 times. Yo, Y'all lying out here.
They said, hey, this is why we call you 100 times. This is why we tell you to watch what friends you have around you. This is why I'm like,
you blowing up my phone for another reason.
I ain't never had a chick call me 100 times to make sure I wasn't getting robbed.
Word.
Never once.
Are you safe? What the fuck are you doing?
Listen.
I ain't never been asked if I was safe without picking up my phone.
I'm not letting y'all get that off.
That's a whole nother situation.
That's
a whole nother topic.
But that's no. But really,
I think a lot of times females act like that, and not to be on the female side.
No, I have seen a girl act that way towards her father though.
No, hear me, but the dude usually gives a reason for them to act like that.
No, that's fine, but we're not talking.
Y'all don't want to hear
Let us get our fucking jokes off, nigga.
Fucking
let's talk for the
oh my god!
If we want to talk,
guess what?
Fucking Morris Chestnut's ass nigga, son.
I never had that situation. Like I maybe one call twice. You all right? Yes. When I'm done, you know what it is too. You gotta establish certain things at the beginning of the relationship.
Yo,
like chicken wing dates.
If it's gonna be chicken wings and on a towel in the park, well, you gotta let that be known early. So there's
Vandross ass nigga.
there's no future.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
You gotta lay down the
okay, I agree with you. Because there are things in the beginning, right, that will happen when, like, for instance, for me, I don't get off the phone and be like, yo, I gotta go take a shower real quick. Or I'll be like, oh, I gotta go, dude. I'll be like, yo, I don't feel like talking right now. But I do that, and they'll be like, oh, it's something wrong. I'm like, no, it's nothing against you. Sometimes I don't feel like speaking on the phone. It's nothing. I don't have a problem with you. I just want so that you can understand going forward how I am.
Right. I don't really have a reason to get on the phone.
I'll give you an example.
I'll call you back.
Like I remember when I was talking to this young lady. We're talking. And for some reason, when I'm texting, she could hear it. Mm-hmm. So she's like, are you going to be texting all the time when I'm talking to you?
Yes.
And I said, yep. I said, my money's on my phone. I'm going to be texting on my phone. After that, I said that, and that was like the second day in, bro. Yeah. For you to say that like that, it's like, what? Did you really just... Are you supposed to be still trying to impress me?
But then sometimes you set up... like, you could do that, set up a thing, like a standard or understanding, and then because you now went against that understanding or that standard one time...
Yeah, you move different.
You move different. So no matter which way you set it up, you could move different one night than the way you set it up. Yeah. And now it looks sus.
I get it.
Once you give an excuse... The first time, you can't start trying to put your foot down, nigga. Nah.
And the thing is, even if you don't give an excuse, that now 100, that to me, more than 4 calls, 3, 4, 500 calls is bullshit.
I'm gonna call you back, but yeah, back to Nip.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Nip put a whole nother concept of relationships in my eyes.
But that was a real sad day. Like I was watching a Duke Michigan State game in the process, and I just hear he got hit, and in that moment, you know, I feel like we're numb to at least black hip hop celebrities getting shot to the point where you kind of think everything's gonna be fine. But I did not have that feeling this time. And then once I heard it was 6 times, I was like, nothing real positive.
When I first heard it, I was DJing at Corner Social, and I saw that NBC tweet. Once I saw an NBC tweet, serious. I said it's a wrap.
No, when I heard it, I got enraged. Yeah. Like I got enraged. I'm like, son, no offense, there's so many little rappers y'all could have taken out that I could have.
He's not the one, like, man.
And I'm sorry to say that, but there's so many rappers promoting drugs, nonsense. Like just random, just fuck bitches.
I wouldn't say these niggas deserve.
I'm not saying they deserve to die, but I'm saying you could have taken them. No offense, because at the end of the day, there's not enough positivity going around, and there's so much negativity going around to take one of the few positive ones that we have left that have, and also the other fact that have talent.
And what didn't make sense to me at the point, I'm like, you kill this man, you're only gonna make his voice and his legend stronger, you know? Because there's going to be a lot of people now that run to listen to his music, that run to watch this documentary that was probably not going to be seen past fans.
Well, you're thinking from a point of view of When I heard 6 shots, I could tell this person didn't think this dude in the slightest.
I understand that, but I'm thinking from just gathering thought behind this, you know? Like what you're also taking away from, I mean, I'm gonna assume you're on foot around this area, you must be from that California area.
Yeah.
So you're taking away from somebody from your community that's helping that person. You're taking away food from people's mouths. You know, like it's a lot of things that you're impacting.
So now at this point they have caught the suspect. His name is actually, ironically, Eric Holder.
The old attorney general, right?
Ironically, Eric Holder, which I know the conspiracy is government based. They're back. It comes full circle. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that, right? But this gentleman by the name of Eric Holder, I've seen the videos of the shooting. I don't know if many of you have. I've seen, I saw a heart-wrenching family friend. Mm-hmm. She was a childhood friend.
Yeah.
And she was saying how he was gonna put her daughter into mine. And she was crying so hard. Like I there's always people trying to get attention in these times, right? Yeah. There's always people trying to be like, oh my God, I knew him so well, and they barely did. There was not one bit of this that didn't, but you could hear the hurt. Yeah. Like, you just like, God, like, this is heart-wrenching.
This was something I would say a lot of people felt, and I saw the video of, which I kind of don't like all these videos that are out there, because first I saw a video of his body like shaking on the floor, them shaking him with the blood all over. But then I also saw the video of Lauren London going to the hospital.
I don't got the heart to see Lauren yet.
All of that was just like the most heartbreaking thing,
and I just want to say, like, so there was a lot of so there's a conspiracy theory going on out there that's being said that he was killed by the government because he was going to do a documentary on Dr. Zebi, is his name? Zebi?
Exposing the pharmaceutical.
Zebi? Let's say Zebi, right? We're going to go, I like
that. Sounds more smart.
That sounds more, exactly. Thanks for that. The Zebi. And Dr. Zebi was a doctor that actually supposedly had a cure.
He was a holistic doctor.
He was a holistic doctor. He wasn't just, he was herbal, a little bit of science, and a lot of dieting. Mm-hmm. And they say, based on his diagnoses, he would cure cancer. They said he had cured for cancer, HIV. For HIV, herpes, I heard, all types of uncurable things. Diabetes, I heard, yes. So they're saying that he was killed in police custody, right? Yeah. Doctor himself, and Left Eye, Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Mm-hmm. Had gone to see him when she went to Honduras before she crashed and died.
Yeah.
Now, she said he had cured her for something. I heard a rumor, but I don't even know. That was so light a rumor, I don't even know I'm not even gonna say that shit. Yeah. That's one of those rumors that I'm like, I don't even trust it myself. I don't even trust that one myself. But
you be hearing the wildest rumors.
No, I'm saying what she was cured of. I mean,
what was she cured of?
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. I'm not even going to be that guy. Let's just say she was cured. And she was talking, speaking on his name and saying he was great. And then she dies. Now, they banned him from being able to do medicine in this country. And they also took all of his publishings out of major science publications because they're saying it wasn't particularly science.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people are saying it's because big pharmaceutical companies would be like, nah, like I'm not dealing with this because we're gonna lose a lot of money. Mm-hmm. At that time, and even till this day, maybe HIV, people that live with HIV take up to 7 pills a day, sometimes more. So each pill is a payment to some company.
Yeah.
So 7 different companies, 10 different companies are not gonna lose out on money because of the fact that this guy decides I'm going to be a good guy and cure it. I'm not going to say that the government is not out. This guy could possibly have damn well been taken out by the government.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's nothing against the whole concept or the theory of that. But now they're saying because Nipsey Hussle was putting out a documentary about this guy's findings, which are readily available on the internet.
Yes.
Public information.
You can go on YouTube right now.
For 2 decades now, you can find this information if you really wanted to. But he was going to put notice to it, and now everyone's saying that that's why he died.
Yeah. It sounds how, you would want a legendary situation to be. I didn't believe that that's what it was. I believed this was from the streets. I believe this was close to home. I actually spoke to a close friend of mine in LA on Sunday night. They hit me up and they were like, they were hearing people know who this person is. So the news that came out, Crip Dude, I'm like, I already heard that from Sunday night, but for some reason this conspiracy thing kept on going. And I had to, at the end of the day, who knew? Like, I don't have any proof that it's a Crip Dude, but hearsay.
Well, I didn't want to take away from it. When I first heard what happened, I thought street situation. I thought street situation instantly. But I said to myself, you know what? Let me not take from these people's arguments simply due to the fact that, one, this Zebby guy, there's a lot. Even he died under. And
it's respectable to believe that Nipsey's work was worth
I see what you mean.
That kind of investment.
Yes.
If that makes any sense.
It makes you feel like he was big enough and powerful.
As a fan, I like that people are down to believe that he was this revolutionary, potential revolutionary type leader.
Yes.
And you would take.
So from an honorable point of view, it felt nice to believe that was what was going on.
Yeah, but deep down inside, I believe this was ignorance, hating ass nigga shit.
To me, when I heard 6 shots, that just sounds personal.
Yeah.
6 shots. Nobody stands around for 6 shots. It wasn't a fully automatic weapon.
Well, Nick Cannon said he's going to finish up the documentary.
That's why the conspiracy thing did not make any sense to me.
And he said something like, well, you can't kill all of us. So he's going to finish up.
That's why I'm like, so you killed this man.
By the way. Very respectable, by the way, if that's true.
I'm like, so
it is true.
Now if the Cannon dies,
I'm saying
now if the Cannon dies, I'm jumping all on that bandwagon of conspiracy.
Guys, I'm okay.
We about to watch Nick Cannon for the next few days.
I'm about to say, watch him closely. If he starts getting sickly, we got to be careful. And so this is the problem I have with the conspiracy theory thing, is that. So you're going to tell me that he's coming out with a documentary for information that's already available on the internet anywhere you want to look, and the government is going to assassinate him, right? As opposed to a man that was wealthy in an area that was poverty-stricken, got shot by another man of poverty.
Word.
So you're trying to tell me, or even if you don't want to play that one, right? A former gang member, at the end of the day, he was a rolling 60. He was a Crip. He was really into that life at some point in his life. And if not to take from him, towards the end of his life, or unfortunately now towards the end of his life, he was talking against gang relations. Yeah. He's even said something. He said that if you do a crime and you shoot someone, right, and they're like, all right, you're going to do 7 years. When they go inspect your body, if they see any gang tattoos on you, they upgrade that to now 30 years. Because now you're part of a gang.
Do not be, and I've said this before here.
They're going to put you on a terrorist
gang
kind of move.
association. That's when they start getting you on all them conspiracy charges.
Yes.
That somebody else did. Because you say you part of that.
Exactly. They'll just tie it, rope it all in. So he was saying things like this while being a Crip. Yeah. So I'm not taking anything from him. But at the end of the day, when you are a gang member, you are a part of a life that has to do with lots of negativity.
I had a couple discussions with people on this conspiracy thing, and I didn't say much because
you didn't know much.
They were very passionate about their opinion. I was waiting for information to come out.
Yes.
I say I believe this was from the street, but I don't have any proof of that yet, so I'm waiting for information to come out. I saw a girl post how the people who don't feel that it was. The people who feel like it was street that we need to stop, they need to stop, because I wasn't, stop talking down on the people that felt it was conspiracy, because maybe they just didn't want to believe that he just got down so ruthlessly and pointlessly like that, you know? But once facts started coming out, I wrapped it up. I was like, all right, no more conspiracy, guys. Like,
wrap that shit the fuck up.
Let's wrap all of this up. Like, come on. I read a comment today talking about, somebody said when they caught the dude on the shade room, they're like, oh, they about to go take him to a mansion. I'm like, come on, guys.
Forget that. Somebody else said
they had video of him being caught. Like,
there's video. Somebody else said to me said online. It felt like they were talking to me because I wanted to punch him in the face. They said, he was a snitch. So technically, this still is government shit because as a snitch, maybe they
He snitched on somebody in the block, son. Come on.
So they brainwashed him and okay, let's say the government did this. Y'all trying to tell me a multi-trillion-dollar government couldn't have found a better way
to take out
Nipsey Hussle?
Like, this is a real sloppy job by the government.
Broad daylight, 6 shots.
This is the government.
Y'all trying to tell me, like, every camera, there's like 6 different angles of this shooting.
I'm sure the government might have kind of supported Nipsey Hussle. Like, yo, this nigga's putting jobs in our community. People getting paid taxes.
I just, you know what it is? It's this conspiracy theory thing. Like, it's going too far.
Yo, I just think the government reacted when they heard all that, man. They're like, come on, guys. Y'all not about to put this on us,
It
man.
was like, man, what the fuck?
Man. Yo, this? Nipsey?
Like, come on.
We like Nipsey.
We got to deal with Trump. You talking about Nipsey?
Like, word.
Not Trump, the nigga about to die for. Nigga about to kill him. But Nipsey. We talking about Nipsey.
Nah, man.
Like, come on. Nipsey's like... And the thing is, a lot of people that said this just found out. It's like when people used to say the Bill Cosby thing. They're trying to get him out of here because of the fact that he was trying to buy NBC. Okay, guys, let's get some shit fucking straight right now. NBC is a multi-billion-dollar company, okay? Bill Cosby does not have billions of dollars to buy that. When Bill Cosby was going to buy that company was in the early 90s.
Yeah.
This was decades ago. People just brought it back
even
up.
if he was buying it, he would probably, like, whenever other people buy things, they buy it with an investment group.
Yeah, it's a conglomerate.
Yeah,
so why didn't they take out his whole investment group?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Like, listen. Some of those girls probably lied, but guys, let's just admit that people do bad things.
There's people still defending Bill Cosby?
No, but I'm saying, like, there's still people that there's people, these flat earthers exist.
Yeah.
Okay? These people that actually believe the earth is flat exist.
Nah.
Okay?
But
and it's like this is the problem.
Now that the news is coming out and we just need to start moving to the real conversation. F the government shit. Like we gonna take on the government at some time, but we can't just keep letting people set things back years and years. Like, you had a man that was buying a neighborhood and trying to build things and put the people. You've taken food out of a lot of people's family. That's the conversation that needs to be had.
I mean, that is a conversation that needs to be had, but I'm hoping that he put people in position to carry on what he had going on.
I mean, hopefully, but we don't know if he was he had totally set that. Nipsey just got started, you know.
I'm just saying.
Even if he didn't set that up, even if at the end of the day he's the talent.
He has a 10-year career, but he's really just hitting the ground now, finding some form of success.
Again, this is his first album. Man. You understand?
I understand that.
And he's in that position now where, because I thought about this, you know, everybody is so quick to be like, well, he's a star. Why is he hanging out in the hood? But there's always a transitional period.
Yep.
He just kind of became a star now.
Yep.
Where, okay, I need to start. I have this, you know, he has the Hollywood life where he has this actress girlfriend, and he's kind of getting himself out of it.
So, okay, this is my issue though. So a lot of people, I don't want the narrative to now change into, because I heard, what's that dude name? Because people are angry, you know, people are hurt, or really hurt by this.
Of course.
And, oh my God, I'm like Noriega, N-O-R-E, Nori, right? Mm-hmm. So he was saying how, like, yo, everybody say give back to the hood. This dude's giving back to the hood and look what he got. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't want the narrative to now change into don't give back to the hood. I'm not saying don't give back to your community. To me, it just means give back, but keep distance. Yeah. Like, you can give and take care of things and have someone else manage it that nobody would want to kill.
That's hard to do though.
It may be.
That's hard to do.
But to me, or start giving to
without being somebody who has funds that run deep. That's very hard to do.
I get it, but if I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying to you is you listen. How many examples are we gonna get of people being in stacked bundles, chicks, drugs, Jam Master Jay?
Nori was he was just putting it. I think how I saw that was kind of telling people like, yo, y'all have to look at the reflection. Like you can't keep taking away. You see, to me, I'm like. I put myself in a situation. I'm like, what if I have beef? And once again, I understand I'm not a hood dicker that's gonna shoot nobody. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to understand the mind of a hater. If I have beef with a dude, right, and he
not to cut you off, but that's already a problem.
What?
You don't gotta be a hood nigga. With everything that's going on, it takes nothing for someone to hate you.
Fair. Let me take something.
I'm saying like the person that's just gonna shoot aimlessly though, like over dumb shit. Okay.
I don't know no more, bro.
So I was thinking, I'm like, if there's a dude I hate that is doing something and he's helping people, I would just back the fuck up. Like I'm not gonna disturb that man and what the fuck he's doing just because I don't like him anymore.
No, see, this is the issue though.
No, I understand. I'm thinking from a certain perspective.
From
what side are you
speaking? He's talking about if he's the hater.
As like a person that doesn't like. Yes, as the person that does not like this man, but he's doing stuff for people.
No, but okay. So outside of, I'm not even gonna get to the fact that gang members are not forward thinkers. Yeah. Forget that, right? Let's not even go on that. Just coming from the perspective of, it's like you said. You said like you don't even gotta be a hater, right? But not all haters are shooting people. You put a gun in certain people's hands, they're never gonna pull that trigger. You put a gun in certain people's hands and then point a gun at them, and they're still not gonna pull that trigger.
It takes something to like.
There are people. It's a type of person that is doing this. A type of person that can run up on somebody and shoot them like this. Yeah. It's you were either bred like this. You know what I mean. Rare few people just want to shoot people or just do. You have to be of this life. Yeah. That's what people don't get, and this is why I say a lot. Like I'm not taking from Nipsey Hussle. I'm simply saying, I hope a part of this message is the gang life is just. It's gotta stop. We gotta stop calling gang life part of culture, because there's too much stupidity that comes with it. Let me just finish what I'm saying. There's too much stupidity that comes with it. That it's more negative than positive at this point.
Like I can't speak on that because, like I said, the culture in certain places with gangs are different.
Yeah, but gangs are gangs.
Yes, but the culture with certain places with gangs are different. Like Nipsey Hussle was a person that came up under dude Big U, provided a lot of it. Hence the knowledge he speaks. If you look at young videos of Nipsey Hussle at 19, was still speaking the similar things he's speaking. It's not like you saw this big revolution within him. He's a young man, and in certain communities, you're born into that. So the people around you in like a place like California, so you might be born in a block, and you might know a bunch of gang members, but they're not like active gang people. They're not shooting. They're over here hosting football games for kids. They put in different things together.
But this is my problem with this.
As opposed to New York. New York gang, totally different. Gangs come from prison in New York. So somebody's in a gang, they're probably a very violent person going to shoot.
Yeah, but Big U killed how many people coming up in
that information I don't
But this is my problem. My problem is we're going to talk about the end of their life when they get smarter after they done bodied how many people, sold drugs to how many people, robbed how many people. Like, we can't act like the whole life of
what we're talking about is a history of something. Everybody don't have to have killed somebody.
Okay, let me just.
My thing is,
so you think an OG in a Crip gang was an OG and never bodied nothing, or never had nothing to do with the bodying of someone?
I'm sure you may have been around murder, but that don't mean you necessarily have to have killed somebody.
Let me. I don't want to mistake in your words. Do you? Okay.
I'm saying yes. There's an OG nigga that has never killed nobody. Yes, I'm saying yes. There could have been somebody like that.
Okay. Maybe there is, right? I think that is a small few.
Like, bro, what?
I think an OG in 2019 means you was banging in either early 2000s or the 90s.
And if you was begging as an old man, but now the people that you're teaching are of young age of the right things, I'm gonna say there are people that are smart within that. Like I said, LA, I'm talking about LA, totally different. It's not Chicago. Okay. It's not. Are there violent gangbangers? Yes, but it's a little bit more to it than that. There's people's mothers and grandmothers that are part of this.
And okay, so I'm around kids that their families are Crip, their families are blood, and they're born into it, right? And there's certain people that I'm like,
it's not the LA thing.
It's not. No, you're right. Okay, fine. So then, but my thing is, when I see certain things, right? There are certain things that come with gangs that are inevitable. Okay, inevitable. No matter how positive you want to be as a gang member, you're going to have to do some fucked up shit in a gang. If you're a part of a gang, they're gonna consider you not. They're not gonna consider you part of the gang if you don't put in no work. That's what they call it, putting in work. Whether that's killing, whether that's it don't gotta be killing. But whether that's killing, robbing, stealing, setting up, selling drugs, it is not positive, and we gotta own up to that part too.
My issue is, and maybe I'm not a street dude, even though I live in New York. I'm born Jamaican, but live in New York most of my life. Actually, it was my anniversary to this country, by the way. Yes, April Fool's Day. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. Shout out to my mom for sending me that. But, like, I feel like, even though you become this positive person, like, still associating your name with the gang, like publicly, not saying you have to abandon it, but me, I would not be mentioning it. If you mention it, okay, but I'm not going to be like, because like Red said,
in his situation
it's
hard
stuff
to do.
that comes with it.
In his situation it's hard
to do. Personally,
he lived it.
It's not only that.
I'm just saying what I would personally do. If I knew I wasn't in that life no more, and I was a Crip, blood, whatever, I'm moving out whatever area I was at. I'm going to a new area. And you said no, but he stayed in the area.
No, but what I'm saying, but he was associated.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
He was associated with this more to like uplift than anything. That's more of what association.
Okay, Obi, I think he uplifted.
That's what I'm saying. Him. I'm talking about him.
No. I think who he.
All the negative things that come with it doesn't go away.
And that's what I'm trying to say. As much as I wanna. You have to understand, there's a certain part of Nipsey that also felt authentic because he was from that. There's a certain part of it that made me feel like, yo, you know what? You a real nigga because of the fact that, son, you've been through it. Like, there's some part of the gang life that makes me feel like to be this positive coming from that negative says something about your character. Yeah. So I'm not going to sit here and act like some part of me isn't like, yeah, he's a real one for being part of that gang. Yeah. But now that he's dead, it's like, I don't know, man. It's not worth it.
You can't do nothing for people, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I thought, I was like, yo, should you not do things for people? Like, you could be this good. You know, should you not put yourself out there to help people?
Well, let's add an aspect to it. So the gentleman that killed him, right? From what's being said, allegedly, rumored, whatever you want to say, but there's other street dudes that say it was a known Crip, right? And he's from the rolling 60s, and he was known. They called him shitty Crip, shitty cuz. They call him shitty cuz because I'm assuming
because a shitty person,
right? I'm assuming it's because he was a known snitch in the Crips. Yeah. And apparently, what happened was what is being said that happened is that before the shooting, Nipsey he came to the store, right? And Nipsey had not an altercation, but he had a talking with him like, "Yo, I'm not like, listen, you a snitch." You're a known snitch. And don't be around here. And the way they made it seem like he came at it was more so on some, I could body you right now. Because what we're supposed to do, what street code says, is body you. I'm not even going to do all that.
Who said this?
No, I'm saying, no, the dude that was talking, so I had a video. It's like, because he said, it could go another way, but I'm going to let you leave. Yeah. Remember he said that? So it could go another way, but I'm going to let you leave. What that basically is saying is like,
it's a threat.
I could kill you, but I'm not doing that. I'm saying just don't be around here. Like that's kind of respectful because dude knows street code. You a snitch? You come around people from...
There's no problem with that.
Like, so, I don't think Nipsey did anything that was too crazy. If anything, he gave you a pass. Because he was with people.
Word, he's just like...
If anything, he gave you a pass. He just said, just stay from around me. This dude, of course... Now, what people can't do is self-reflect. Nobody want to hear about being a snitch.
Oh, a snitch don't want to hear
Nobody, right? So what did he do? He comes back. That's why I said this sounded personal. Yeah. When I heard 6 shots,
it's hate
in his heart. And I don't think it was a bit of probably he's up, he got money, got all this. But it's also the fact that it's like, nigga, don't talk to me about what I did.
I heard the dude might also potentially be a rapper, allegedly. So
that doesn't surprise me.
A Crip in LA being a rapper.
Fucking original, real original. But I'm just saying, like, you're in a situation where, like, everybody says that this wasn't gang shit, right? And you agree with that. I don't know.
What I'm saying is, why I'm not associated with gang shit is because we see this every day. Somebody is in an area, he's doing good, and somebody from that area is usually some nigga feeling a way about it and shooting it.
Okay,
so
but
you could dress
usually
it.
Somebody you know.
Yeah, exactly. So you could dress it however you want. You could dress it as a gangster. You could dress it as a block nigga. It's hating nigga shit. That's what I call it.
Okay, and
you can dress it any way you want.
But in this particular situation, it wasn't as much hating. He's hating, but he's hating. Yeah, he's hating. But it's also the fact that, like, he called him out on being a snitch. Mm-hmm. And that dude came back and shot you for that. We got to talk about what the situation is. Mm-hmm. And the situation is, you call, or what is being said to have been. Yeah. You called me out on being a snitch. You said don't come from around me. And then I come back and I shoot you. Mm-hmm. That's hating, yeah. I mean, I'm sure some of it was animosity. But at the end of the day, this is what it is. So to me, that is the reason why you even had to approach this nigga was because he's from your set. Yeah. He's a Crip from your set. So therefore, you can't let a snitch Crip from your set be around your store, right?
I mean,
that's what it essentially is. Yeah. You a Crip, you from the Rolling 60s, and you snitched. I gotta approach you on this. That's being a real nigga in this situation. Any other gang member would have been like, that's Nipsey's real for that. And he is. But this is what being real got you in this gang shit. 6 bullets.
Word.
Because at the end of the day, by gang standard, Nipsey was real. Fuck that, man. He's dead now. Real for what?
I be saying fuck all this gang shit.
Nah, man.
Niggas always want to hear bang bang. Fuck all that shit.
And listen, to all and any gang member that's listening, I'm not shitting on you as a person, bro. I'm telling you, you gotta elevate your mind,
nigga, retire. I'm telling you, retire.
Like, this is going to, yo.
Put your 2 weeks in, my nigga.
They call all this shit the trap. I've never seen people name it exactly what it is and still do it.
Nah, man. It's crazy.
Like, come on, son. What more? This shit pissed. This is what I mean by I got pissed, my nigga. Because there are kids in my school, there are kids around me that I'm seeing this, and I'm like, yo, you see door 1 and door 2, which is like...
What's crazy is I've been saying for like the past maybe month, I'm like, I have a feeling something's going... I don't want to put this in there, but something's going to happen to Jay-Z soon. Which we could associate close to the government.
No, yeah.
But
and it may not be
like, I'm seeing a lot of things that where he's putting, you know, at the end of the day, you have $1 billion. There's not much you can't do with $1 billion. You know, yes, people may have more money than
that's
you,
a lot of
but
power.
That's a lot of bread. And then your girl got another $1 billion.
Nah. Forget a lot of bread. That's a lot of power.
But they're built together. Together.
But then your girl, no, Jay got like 8 something. B got her own bread.
A new Forbes came out because last year it was 5.5.
Nah, they have more than me.
Okay, listen,
Jay-Z has the most money.
At the end of the day, we arguing for that. It's semantics.
Jay-Z was at 960.
But this is
so with that, I'm like, he's with all this, he's doing a lot of things in the industry.
The reform and all that.
Reform, even the 21 Savage getting him out of that ISIS, you know, because it looked like they was dead ready to leave him there, you know, until Jay kind of stepped in, and I'm like, he's doing too many things to open people's eyes, you know, to kind of see, yo, there's a different approach to things.
Yo,
so I'm kind of scared for Jay a little bit.
But see, this is the thing.
We on to you, government.
And, right? Yo, this is the issue I have with the.
Nah, I think if Jay goes, bro.
Not goals, but there might be a stain to his name.
Yeah.
Something.
Some girl will come out. You know what I mean? A lot of
we don't know how
anything.
Yeah, we don't know how these things come about.
Okay, so this is the issue I have with the, you know, since we're on it, right? The conspiracy concept is like, yo, if you want to talk about conspiracy theories, if you want to talk about things like that, let's talk about real shit. Let's talk about Jim Crow and how that led to how they made the segregation, created basically the hoods.
The war on drugs.
The war on drugs. Let's talk about like actual things that disenfranchise the black masses.
Guns in black neighborhoods.
Let's talk about prisons.
You know
what I mean? Let's talk about the bombing of Black Wall Street.
Word.
There are real shits that's happening. And then when you do shit like be like, they killed Nipsey.
Nah,
that's
a nigga's job.
It takes from the cause. You know what I'm saying? People don't take you seriously no more on an intellectual level when you're talking about shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's super annoying because it's like, yo, there's real issues. They gave hundreds of black men syphilis. They set up the way, like, the way the what you call it? They set up the way, like, people get, not food stamps, but, like, in general, like, the money they get, right? They said that if a black woman had a man in the house, you couldn't get assistance. So they had to break up families. Some men had to go leave the family and his kids because if he was in the house, even if he's making no money, you can't get any assistance. They were actually like sterilizing women. They're like, yo, $3,000 if you never have a baby again. Only black women. And then we want to talk about fucking Nipsey Hussle getting shot. When in reality, it's like, yo, so it's better to believe he got assassinated by the government than a man was getting hated on and he got shot?
You know what my problem is with all of this is it always comes back to the same thing, right? But it's never like, what's the solution?
Yeah.
We can't. There's no solution, and from what I see, it's like the cops, right? I've known people that got bagged or heard stories of people got bagged that work in stores and they were stealing. What do? They wait for you to steal, continue to steal, and then they don't catch you the first 2 times.
They build a little case on you.
Right, and I feel like that's what they do to us. Like, we build up the community, we build. But when it comes to that step where it's about to be some shit, it's like shot down, boom.
Yeah.
And history proves it. Like with everything you just said, and that's why I personally think a lot of people, you might look at a lot of entertainers and they be like, yo, why you ain't doing nothing? Why you ain't doing nothing? Why this person ain't doing nothing? But if you look at the history of shit, it shows that every time you get to a certain level,
you understand
something happens.
You understand why they don't do
you
nothing.
put so much pressure on this entertainer, but you're not that entertainer. Are you willing to give up your life?
Entertainers don't need to listen to none of these niggas.
No.
These people I'm sorry. The wolves need to.
It's a different world, bro.
I have a different perspective on that. I agree with you, Obi. They don't have to do anything. There's nothing you have to do. But you're not going to make money off of me. If you're a rapper and the masses of your audience are black and giving you money,
majority of the time it's not.
If the people that are building you, if your core fan base that is building you, that is bringing you up is black. If you're making money off of black culture, right? I feel you have a duty to say something about black issues.
Okay,
that's a different thing. Saying something and being, helping your community and, putting things together are 2 different things. You can say something from your mansion.
The least I ever ask is you say something.
You can say something from your mansion.
I agree with you.
Hold on. But I do feel like us as a people, we need to, we were just talking about before we recorded, I was saying, we were talking about how we kind of like and don't like this era. And one thing I was saying about this era is with all the yelling and the screaming that goes on at each other, there's always a time for a conversation to be had. And we always have to, think about how we could graduate mentalities. This is a moment where we have to graduate a mentality. You understand? Mm-hmm. This is a time where we see something happen. This is you looking in the mirror. This is you being in your neighborhood. That I don't like to talk about black on black crime because it's not a real thing. But one thing that's true is, when the person that's killing you looks like you constantly, that's a problem that you need to address. And the conversation, the reason I say that, it doesn't always quickly go to violence everywhere. And yes, these things can happen, but yet the conversation has to start. There's too many times where you start talking and niggas, we don't want to hear that bullshit instantly.
I'm gonna be real with you.
Instantly, you start giving that conversation. People tell you they don't want to hear that bullshit.
You're right, but you're absolutely right. But back to what you said about the entertainers. What about that person that just really came into the shit to do music? That's all they know.
No, but that's why I tell people how.
I understand what you're saying, but sometimes they're like, damn, I just like music. I didn't sign up for this. True.
Sometimes we want people to be, we want somebody to be a businessman. When they're not a businessman,
but I'm saying, they're fucking artists. What is your music talking on? If your music is constantly talking on black issues, if your music is constantly rap, because if you're a producer, maybe you have the voice to not say nothing. Okay? If you're a director, maybe you don't have to say nothing. But if you are a rapper, meaning you use your voice and your words to create a story, unless you're like Lil Pump and all them, I don't expect nothing from certain people.
Okay.
But if you're a person, let me finish what I'm saying.
So who do you expect stuff from?
I expect stuff from people that are talented. I expect some stuff from people that actually make content.
Do you expect stuff from Kodak Black? He's talented and makes content.
Yes. I would like Kodak Black to say something like that. No. I had to think about that. Because Kodak Black is the biggest. Kodak Black is the biggest mix of ignorance and talent I've seen in a long time.
Kodak.
Because
I'm not gonna publicly say what I be saying.
No, but this is the issue I have though. Because I've said this before, and this sounds terrible, but I'm gonna fucking say it. There is a group of people in this country we're going to have to leave behind. There's a group of people in this country, white, black, Spanish.
I be like, sometimes you gotta let old people die.
There's certain people that are just, they're too ignorant. They're not evolved. And they're not planning on it. There's certain people that when I talk to them, I'm like, nothing's gonna get through. I don't know what's, I could shoot you, and you wouldn't change.
You know how certain mentalities just come from an old age. I'm like, yo, you just gotta let these old people die.
It's not even old.
It's not even old. It's
when I say
old mentality.
You know what it is? It's old habits.
Yeah.
That's been.
You can't teach your old dog new tricks.
It's old habits.
And I look at them and I'm just like, yo, I don't know what happened to you, right? I'm sure poverty did this to you. I'm sure, your situation, your circumstances, your parents, whatever did it. But whatever has happened to you has happened. And at the point that you're at, I can't help you.
But one of those talented people could also be a musician that needs to be left behind. And he's going to make the ignorant music that he's going to make. That's why I said the Lil Pumps, the Lil Xans, the Lil whatever. Those dudes that have no interest in talking about anything but money, bitches, and drugs. All right, do your thing, bro. You could do that. Because at the end of the day, I already know what sector you're in. You're not trying to talk about nothing else. But as for the Drakes, as for the J. Coles, as for the Kendricks, as for the Big Seans, as for the even A$AP Rocky, I'm putting up there, motherfucker, because you're talented enough. As for the A$AP Fergs, as for... Nigga, I can name a list of people. No, he's not. But I'm putting him up there because you're smart enough to get something done. You're not a dumb dude. You're not dumb. So I'm not taking you off the list. There are some people I don't expect that from. You are not one of them. There are other... As for them, if you are going to make money off of our people, if you're going to make money and be talented enough to speak in an eloquent enough fashion to get us to listen, and you're never going to even speak, I'm not asking you to open up a school now, my nigga. If you're not even going to speak
on black issues, fuck you. That's how I feel.
With that being said, Beyonce did a lot of things behind the scenes without her name on it. So I can't speak on people that I don't know what you're doing. Because you just might not know what a Drake is doing or what another person is doing. So I don't get that passionate about you. And you're not forced to make music on something. I more stress the people that are down to fight that fight. I more put the focus on them than the focus on the person that chooses not to fight that fight.
And my thing is this: I'm saying that. Remember, I said there are people gonna have to leave behind.
Yeah.
If you're of the people that is intelligent,
but everybody does things different.
No, I gotta see what I'm listening. If you're of the intelligence to do,
like 10 minutes.
Nah, you're right. But if you're of the intelligence,
I say 2 words.
You're right.
You're about to give another soliloquy.
No, because I feel like the mentality you have will keep us segregated. Because we're expecting that of certain people, right?
No, it's not keeping segregated. What the mentality I have is you have to. I'm having the exact mentality of let the people that are going to move forward focus on moving forward. Let's not focus on the people that don't give a fuck. Some people don't care or don't want to be there. Yeah. And let them do. I'm not going to be pulling you down as a person. I'm going to put the light on the Nipsey Hussles like I have been doing. Putting the focus and listening to those people.
No, if you're making money off of me, and you're talented
that's my personal choice to support your shit.
Yes.
It's not you making money off of me.
I concur. But what I'm saying to you is, I'm also going to call you out on that bullshit too. Just like I keep the energy real with the Nipsey Hussles and give them the praise, the niggas that I'm now looking at you like, you're smart enough, you're talented enough, and you have enough money, and you have a platform to do something, I'm going to call you the fuck out too.
We ask for people to speak all the time. I particularly do not ask for people to speak all the time because I don't know what the fuck you're gonna say. A la Kanye West, shut the fuck up. I do not want everybody to just get on stage and start speaking because I'm fearful you might not be the right person to say. I'm more like the people that I hear say the intelligent things and are down to speak. I'm not going to force a Drake to speak about something he might not know how to say or what to say in it. Drake knows how to talk about women, and that may be what his focus is and what he knows how to talk about. I'm not going to tell him, start focusing on black powers when he doesn't really know how to approach that. No, let's put the light on the people that are actually doing it, the Talib Kwalis,
But they're not getting it done because it's obvious.
That's not on them. That's on us.
No,
that's not on them. That's on us.
I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying to you is when a Drake exists, when a Ariana Grande, when these people exist and you're this big, your platform is this powerful. I'm not gonna just put it on him. When a Nicki Minaj exists, when a Lil Wayne exists,
we can't go without talking about Drake.
No, bro, we can't. I'm sorry, I've given up. But when they exist, they should say something.
I guarantee you, Drake does a song and Nipsey Hussle is gonna be one of the least heard Drake songs ever.
Nah.
Nobody will. Yes. Yeah, it will be one of the least heard songs Drake songs ever.
Okay. I'll put it to you this way, right?
Y'all not trying to hear Drake talk about nothing.
I'll put it to you this way. When did Pusha T Drake beef happen? When?
Over the summer.
And when did Godsend come out?
Godsend.
God is that song called Godsend?
Drake's been a guest on this show every show.
Word, right?
I'm saying he's like, you're gonna profit off of showing like you're gonna give us money, you're gonna do things personally to one individual person. All I ask is
God's plan.
God's plan. I said God's plan.
I'm like, what the fuck is God? I was dead lost. Like,
no, God's plan. God's plan. You see, this is how much I'm listening. But he's even benefiting off of showing himself giving black people money, right? But then saying nothing about black issues. That's a problem for me. Fuck that. That's a problem for me. Fuck that. If you're gonna show you're gonna help me, help all of us. And I'm not asking you to build a school. Just be like, cops shooting black people is wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Take a stand on something. You've made more than enough money off of us. Come on.
I ain't gonna force none of the niggas that don't want to, because at the end of the day, you gotta be willing to take that bullet. I'm not gonna ask you to take that bullet. You gotta be willing to sacrifice yourself and be that soldier. Everybody's not a soldier, and we can't force niggas to be fucking soldiers. That's the problem. You cannot force a soldier, somebody
I used to
and you gotta respect somebody to be like, yo, you know what? At the end of the day, you're being yourself. You are being yourself.
You know what,
I used to think like Reg until I started paying attention to the history of stuff.
Motherfuckers will fuck the whole shit up trying to do something that's really, not what they're supposed,
I respect the fact that you think this way, and I can agree to disagree. Because at the end of the day, we can't be having this discourse, right? And then I'm talking all this hot shit, and you talking all that hot shit, and you saying we gotta respect the fact that Drake can't do this and Drake not doing that, and me not respect your point of view.
Yo, shout out. Yo, I defended Drake this episode, so please put that. Drake, because I still rated on that nigga.
You still a bitch ass nigga to me. I'm just letting you know, bro. But you make a hell of a song, so thank you. But back to Nipsey. It's a sad situation all around. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of conversation to be had. Oh, real quick, one more thing I wanted to just real quick. As for like the whole government conspiracy thing, people, can you start the lack of vaccination on your kids? This is the same mindset. The people that are going, oh, they shot Nipsey for this, are the same people not vaccinating their kids without any information. I don't mind if you choose not to vaccinate your child because you read like a credible source or an article or you did some research.
You gotta do.
But there's way too many people going, I'm not vaccinating my kid. Why? The government. They're telling me to give them shots and they must be bad. Stop. The measles is gone for a reason. You want that shit to come back? Smallpox is a real thing.
I'm gonna be real with you, Reg. I'll keep it a buck with you.
Here we go.
If you feel there's no cure for cancer, AIDS, and all this other shit, but you could send niggas to the moon and you could do all this shit, you're wilding right now.
There's a cure for AIDS.
I'm just saying.
Nigga,
so,
Magic Johnson living healthy as hell.
I'm not gonna say.
But that do what I just said.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna say. If you done your research and you don't want your kids to get this shot, if you done your research,
I think if you did do your research, then fine. But there's the ignorance I have a problem with is people going, I'm not giving my kids vaccinations. Why? Cause government. And they did no research. They read nothing. A friend of them told them, the government's the one doing that, right? And they didn't read nothing. They didn't research nothing. They didn't Google a thing. They're just accepting information because it's anti-government.
Right.
I don't want you to not get a shot just to be just to decide I'm gonna be.
You can't be a follower.
You can't just be combative.
If
you know what this is gonna make me do?
What's up? Go read. Research.
That's all I'm saying. Look that up.
Okay, back to Nipsey, the main topic here, and that's one thing. Like I said earlier, like this person that decided to kill him only made his legacy and his influence bigger. I believe we'll be seeing clips of a Nipsey Hussle and a Dr. Sebi for years to come, more than we would have seen if he was still alive. Like I was telling Reggie, I was like, the way we see Pac clips, in today's world, we'll probably be, I don't know where the fucking world's going, but we'll probably be seeing clips of like Nipsey speaking in those, forms and manners.
Just so you, also so you know, Nipsey died is dead at 33.
33.
Jesus died at 33.
Jesus died at 8:33. That's 6. What was the Nas bar?
That's 2 shots for you. That makes 32.
6 went into you. The other into your group.
Son, we dropping bombs out here, baby.
We're not trying to
not trying to make it right. Listen, man, I can't be sad all day. This shit has been depressing.
But
and another thing I wanted to say is, this guy shot somebody because they called him a snitch, and he got angry and went back. People, look into the mirror and be real. If somebody looks at you and says something about you, before you decide to go fuck that, is this person telling the truth?
And motherfuckers,
have
conversation. Like let's stop just fucking reacting. I'm gonna agree with women on that toxic masculinity shit right here. But have a conversation, and sometimes niggas don't want you around. You don't gotta be around. It's not about force. Just go do your own thing and live your life.
For me, anytime somebody tell me they don't want me around, or they're hating on me, or they say something about me, and what I think to myself? The first thing I think to myself is, I'm gonna go over here, make my lane, and make my lane way more fire than yours.
Like, come on.
I think to myself, I wanna get to a point when you regret the last thing you said about me.
Motherfuckers can't have that frail of an ego where, I'm gonna just go take this nigga whole life. Like,
not for nothing, he was bold just walking around there.
Niggas is letting you live out here.
And look, we didn't speak about it, right? That 2 of his family members got killed. We spoke about it. Not on the show.
The dude.
I mean, let's say allegedly, because I don't want.
Nah, while we were talking,
it seemed like there was a full support on snitching and greenlighting this dude and just kind of trying to bring him up. I was like, yo, so is the community supporting snitching right now?
Yo, guys, give up on. It's 2019. We gotta give up on this snitching thing.
Dialogue.
Yes, have dialogue. People getting 20, 30, 40 years. There's not many people that could face that time and say nothing.
Dialogue.
That's not an existing thing anymore. Like, to me, if I'm gonna get into a gang, right? If I'm gonna decide to do that, I'm gonna get into it going, there's a chance I'm probably gonna be snitched on. And I gotta accept that for what's gonna happen.
If you gonna join a gang, let your ability to like do time be on like a high threshold.
Yes,
bro.
Yes,
bro. You can't be a nigga not trying to do that one day.
If there's 10 people involved, 5 of them might.
Exactly.
But if you're gonna join the gang, you gotta have a high.
You know what the people in Rikers say? Like when they go to jail, whatever, they call it occupational hazard, cause they know this is part of my job, baby. I'm a gang member, I'm a drug dealer, I'm a scam, I'm a whatever I am. They actually call it occupational hazard because they know this comes with the deal. So I'm telling people, listen, if you're not ready to go to jail, if you actually think them bars slamming shotgun, your heart not built for that, don't do it. You could be a tough guy without being a gangster.
If you can't take that 3-year charge, don't even consider being a gangster.
All I know is the next 50 whatever years this dude is about to get is about to be the most miserable years. Because not only, it's not like you did the crime in New York and you lived in LA. So you served the time in New York. You served it in the same area that you killed a legend.
You heard the community.
You killed another Crip. So you know what's going to happen? Not only you going to have beef with Crips, but the Bloods is looking at you like what?
That's true, because you disloyal.
Word.
You can't even switch turn sides.
You're not even gonna join us, nigga.
You
can't
even switch turn sides, bro. Life's gonna get rough.
Let's wrap this up, man.
Listen, man, R.I.P. to Nipsey, man. Any of your family, anybody that had to, Lauren, I can't even begin, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Shout out to your kids.
Everything. I am so sorry. I can't even begin to watch any videos with her right now. So, everybody, man, just, keep him in your hearts. Keep his family,
Let us as a people do better. If there was anything you took from these past few days, because, I saw how many people that, they're like, I don't even know him and I'm hurting just watching this, Just let that influence your life to be like, all right, we as a people got to do better.
We got to do better.
We got to do better.
It's not always the government.
We got to hold a higher standard for ourselves.
It's us too, you know what I mean?
And, yeah, man.
We common folk, man, and we out.
We out. All right. So I'm going to send